Folks, I'm so happy to be talking to you right now. The NBA season is underway. It tipped off last night. I figure, it's something I want to do this year on this channel is every morning I'll record 5 takeaways I had from the night before and post it here on the Clips channel. Just something for you guys to digest, something for you guys to think about. What better way to start our NBA opening season than the incredible games we got last night? So if you guys are interested, leave a like, leave a comment, leave a subscribe. So many of you are not subscribed to the channel, and so many of you do not like the videos. It helps out tremendously. And God, there's some takeaways to be had from last night. It was an incredible opening night of basketball. Let's take a sip of coffee. I love that. And let's get right into it. All right, 5 takeaways by the guys. Used to be the, and now I'm going by the. So please write that down. I want to see the write down emojis in the comments. Please write that down. It's the, not the. Okay, so let's get right into it. Obviously, NBC. It was NBC's debut. NBA on NBC making its much awaited return. It's been decades at this point, and I thought that it was awesome. Now, to be fair, I was watching this on Playback. You can follow me, playback.tv/slightlybiased. We watch these games. I post the highlights of those live streams here on this channel as well. I didn't get access to like the pregame show or the halftime show, and I heard that the halftime show was a little bit shaky. Now, I think the problem with NBA halftime shows is everybody compares it to Inside the NBA. Nobody will ever be Inside the NBA. Inside the NBA is one of one. So just give it time and let these guys kind of gel a little bit. But just in terms of the broadcast, just in terms of, Mike Tirico's fucking awesome. Like, he is so good as a play-by-play guy. It just sounds good. The logo, the presentation, it just felt different. I don't know if it's because it's new. That's probably what it is. Or I guess, it hasn't been around in a long time. New to most of us, right? Who aren't grandpas. I mean, I don't remember, contrary to what you might think. I don't remember. But the presentation was great. The score bug is fantastic. It's a silly thing, I know. But the thing I really liked about NBC is we get to the Oklahoma City Thunder Rockets game. Obviously, they show the banner raising, they show the ring ceremony, all of that's fantastic. But then they stick around, they do the player intros for both teams. We get to hear the crowd boo Kevin Durant, give Steven Adams a huge round of applause. And then they just kind of linger there. It doesn't cut to a commercial break. We don't swoop in fresh off of a dog shit pregame show or Stephen A. Smith's giving his hottest takes. It just lingers. And we get to hear the crowd hyped up, and Tirico's not really saying anything. We're just waiting for the tip-off, and you're hearing the pregame hype music, and you're hearing the crowd, and it fucking feels electric. So I'm wondering if that's just a night one opening night thing, or if, we're going to see that in a February game. The Sixers are taking on the Heat, and it's on NBA. Are we still going to get that level of presentation? Because it makes the game feel so much more important. And it's silly shit, but this stuff does matter. So I thought NBC, hit a home run, knocked it out the park. I haven't thought Reggie Miller was good. Honestly, I've come around on Reggie Miller. I think he's completely and totally fine as a play-by-play guy. I thought Jamal Crawford is pretty good too. This group is really good. Tirico's great. So I'm excited about this. I think they did a fantastic job. And it feels as though they understand the sport is what matters the most here. Like, this is, let's make every game feel huge. Like, why not? All right, so let's get into the actual games themselves. I don't know. Usually it'll probably be like 5 takeaways just in general, maybe sometimes even less. But, we had 2 games, 4 teams to talk about, and a brand new broadcasting partner. Perfectly gives us 5. The Oklahoma City Thunder get their rings. The rings look absolutely crazy. There's a ring inside the ring. Do the math on that. But the Thunder look good. I mean, both these teams look fantastic. Crazy ass game, man. This will probably end up being one of the best games, if not the best game of the entire season when it's all said and done. And we got it night one, double overtime. Only the 6th time in NBA history we've had a double overtime game on opening night. I thought that stat was crazy, but then it was brought to my attention that opening night used to be pretty much every team. So there you go. That makes more sense. How about Shai Gilgeous-Alexander? Let's start here. 5 points going into the fourth quarter. 5 points going into halftime, 11 points going into the fourth quarter. This is a guy who won the MVP last year, won Finals MVP, led the league in scoring a season ago. A lot of that has to do with Ben Thompson. We'll talk about here in a bit. But what did Shai Gilgeous-Alexander do? MVP shit. 24 points, 7 of 14 from the field in the fourth quarter and in both overtime periods to will them to a victory. Even though he did have a stretch where he was 3 of 6 at the free throw line in the second overtime. And I see some people like, how the game ends on a free throw. Man, he cooked Kevin Durant's ass. He cooked his ass. If you're crying about that foul, go watch T-ball. Go watch your nephew's T-ball game and come back to me, please. But I just want to point out this shot right here over Jabari Smith Jr. I mean, this is just a bully shot. I call it a bully shot, guys. Because what do you mean you have... you've been struggling all night, and then in one of the biggest moments of the game, you're going to hit this pull-up shot over a 7-foot a guy with a 7+ foot wingspan. What do you mean? Hey, NBA, go ahead and load for me. Thank you, please. What do you mean data not available? My Lord, guys. This NBA app, I'm telling you guys, this NBA app makes me want to rip my fucking hair out. We're going to find it, though, I promise you. Because it's a behind-the-back crossover. He just sees Jabari leaning, and that's enough for him to just raise up immediately and knock down a shot. I just don't fully grasp how he's able to go from doing something lightning quick to immediately no data available. What are we doing? I guess NBA has brain worms. All right, fine. You guys are just gonna have to take my word for it. All right. But anyways, it was an incredible shot. Amen Thompson played some great defense on him, but he took over late in the game, and that's what you want. But really, the two big takeaways I have for the Thunder are Cason Wallace was incredible. Like, Cason Wallace was awesome. He can have possessions where he's guarding Alperen Sengun like this in the post, right? Where he's working incredibly hard to deny an entry pass, tips the entry pass, and by the time the ball finally gets to Sengun, there's only 3 seconds left on the shot clock, and he's got to throw this up, and he can contest that even though he's giving up like, 8 inches right there, right? And then he can also have possessions where he's just flying around the perimeter, chasing dudes, flying over screens, disrupting plays. Like, if Cason Wallace continues to take leaps offensively, there's just going to be so many lineups that Thunder throw out there that are just disgusting. And then this also opens up the door for a Caruso trade, a Lu Dort trade that really helps extend their window. So, yeah, I mean, Cason Wallace was awesome last night defensively. He looked fantastic. And then Chet Holmgren, especially early in the game, was really, really good. 18 points on 7 of 9 shooting in the first half. That really kind of kept them in the game when Shea was struggling early on. Obviously, no J-Dub because of the wrist injury. So I picked the Thunder to win 70 games this year, and a big reason for that was I thought Chet was going to have a sizable leap forward offensively. And if that is the case, J-Dub comes back, they stay healthy. I don't really know how you beat this team. And some of these Chet shots, like, it was tough turnaround jumpers over KD and, threes and then driving and finishing at the rim through contact, like all of these. And he looks really skinny. I mean, he's just one of those guys. All right, Houston, here we go. A lot of takeaways. Sengun was fucking awesome. Okay. 21 total threes last year. He made 21 total threes last year. He had 5 last night. And not only did he have 5 threes, they all look good. Like, sometimes guys will just have these fluke shooting games. You're like, what the hell? But I mean, he was stepping into threes in transition, late shot clock, hand in the face, pull up threes, and they looked good. So I obviously I don't think he's gonna hit 5 threes a night, but I wouldn't be surprised if we see a significant 3-point shooting leap for Sengun. This is a guy who looked great in Eurobasket. He looked fantastic last night. Tough bucket after tough bucket. His footwork is so incredible. He's got such an unorthodox style that makes him so hard to guard. And what I really like last night as well is there's going to be, it's going to be playmaking by committee for this Rockets team, especially early on as they find their mojo. And I like the way that, hey, Sengun gets a post touch. I've got Cason Wallace guarding me, or I've got Lu Dort guarding me. I've got a smaller guy guarding me. They're going to have to send some help over, and I'm reading that. I'm hitting a cutter. I'm hitting, the Rockets are a very smart cutting team. I'm finding the guy who's open. He did a fantastic job at that last night. I thought he was awesome. If this is Sengun this year, an all-NBA level player, this Rockets team is going to be great. Amen Thompson was unbelievable defensively on Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. Unbelievable. He looks so good. Right. There was times where it's like, my God, if it weren't for Wemby, this guy would be winning multiple defensive player of the years, almost certainly. The problem with Amen Thompson, they start this big lineup. He's a point guard, basically 0 of 7 from 3. None of them were even remotely close. Now, in his defense, he did hit a long 2 with a foot on the line. But I mean, his shot looks horrid. I just don't see it ever getting to a place where it's even respectable. Now what he did do, I thought was good, was there was moments where there were plays where they weren't even within fucking 15 feet of him. And he took advantage of that and just attacked that space. He's so lightning quick. It's kind of like the Ben Simmons thing, early Ben Simmons. He's so athletic that he gets a runway, and now all of a sudden it's a big time problem for you. And he was doing that early on in the game. Unfortunately, he had to leave the game because of calf cramps, but just something to think about, right? Defensively, he looks unbelievable athletically. And one of the things I really liked is, Cason Wallace was applying full court ball pressure on him, and Amen Thompson gets the ball in and just sprints down the floor. Cason Wallace is a very fast player, can't keep up with him. Amen Thompson sprints down the floor, and he got a couple layups off that. And late in the game, there were some possessions in the fourth quarter. Rockets take a timeout, and 2 possessions in a row, they go to Amin Thompson. Amin Thompson drives and finishes. So I thought it was a bit of a mixed bag, but I ultimately kind of like what I saw from him. In KD only had 3 total shots in the fourth quarter and overtime. A lot of that is Lou Dort just being a fucking terrorist defensively, and but also a lot of it is the fact that the Rockets just don't have any reliable ball handlers. And Reed Shepherd did struggle last night, and it's kind of, you know, KD's not this guy. He's a fantastic scorer, but he's not this guy who's like, hey, just take the ball and do whatever. Like you got to set him up every now and then. You got to get him the ball in spots. And Reed Shepherd really struggled. I think that was kind of one of my takeaways. Like, oh, he just didn't really look ready. And I don't want to jump to too many conclusions. It's night one. He basically is a redshirt rookie, right? So this is kind of, in a way, his debut. And he's going up against the best defense in the league with terrorist perimeter defenders on the road, in an incredibly tough place. But some things, it's like, he only shot 33% from 3 last year. In limited minutes, he was not a high-volume three-point guy in college, even though he shot incredibly well in college. He wasn't making threes last night. Like, he has to hit threes at a high clip because he's not some explosive athlete that's just going to blow past guys. He had a turnover trying to get KD the ball when he was posting up Lou Dort and just couldn't get it to him, and Lou Dort poked the ball away. And he was an absolute turnstile in defense. Absolute turnstile. I mean, they were the Thunder had played whoever defense on Reed Shepherd, and they were cooking his ass. It was an easy paint touch every single time. Just not a good enough athlete, you know? So we'll see. I mean, if Lou Dort's going to work on you like that, then you're in some problem. You're in some problem territory, right? So it's just something to monitor. If I'm a Rockets fan, I don't feel bad. We played really well against the best team in the league. So nothing too crazy there. All right, we're going to try to speed through the rest of this just because I don't want these to be 30 minutes long, and I'm already taking a long amount of time. Jimmy Butler. I have to eat some crow here potentially, right? Because I was a little bit lower on this Warriors team. And look, my main reason was they were old, and I don't know if I rely on them over the course of an 82-game season. So game one where they're mostly healthy, like, is one thing, right? But Jimmy Butler makes them a great team. If he's healthy and playing like this. 31 points last night. He was a plus 20, 16 of 16 at the free throw line. And just late in the game, Lakers... it was kind of a fake comeback, but they get it down to 6 with 3 minutes left. They kind of like the Warriors controlled the entire second half of the game, but the Lakers do cut it down to 6. Jimmy draws 2, hands it off to Draymond in the corner for a corner 3. Boom, 9-point game. Next possession, Jimmy blows past Luka and Reeves gets an easy layup. Next possession, Steph sets a ball screen for Jimmy. Lakers don't talk. Luka and Gabe Vincent fly out to Steph Curry, who's popping out to the 3, and Jimmy drives and gets 2 free throws. Then Jimmy sets a ball screen for Steph Curry, slips it, gets the ball, short roll, finds a cutting Gary Payton Jr., who gets a layup, puts the Warriors up 9 with a minute left, game over. Right? Like that was all in the stretch of 2 minutes late in the game where the Lakers kind of came back. That's the stuff that they were kind of lacking at times, and Jimmy gives them this stabilizing presence. And, you know, late in the game I was calling for it was like, yeah, this Warriors system where it's just like, boom, everyone's flowing into something. Every action leads to another action. But late in the game, I was like, dude, just give Jimmy the ball and kind of get the fuck out the way. Like, just kind of let that guy stabilize you, because the offense was getting a little bit rocky and the Lakers were kind of mounting a comeback. But yeah, Jimmy was incredible last night in the stabilizing force. The Warriors looked good. If they stay healthy, they will be a good team. Let's talk about the Lakers. So a couple of ways you can go about this, right? If I'm putting on my Lakers cap, a couple of different ways you can go about this. If I'm a Lakers fan, well, we lost by 10 points and we missed 11 free throws, whatever the fuck it was. They were horrible at the free throw line last night. So we can throw that away. Obviously, the other way you can look at it is the obvious way. The refs cheated us and we were cheated out of a win. We could always go that route, right? As Lakers fans, Lakers Nation, Lake Show. But the realistic sense and why I really cooled off this team as the season got closer and I was thinking more about them. They lack athletes. They lack two-way players. They lack serious two-way players that are good. Now, the one thing that I would feel good about is Luka looks unbelievable. Like, this is probably going to be the best Luka we've seen, which is saying quite a bit. Like, if I told you that Luka was 2 of 10 from 3 last night, you'd probably think, oh, I must have had a bit of an inefficient scoring game. He was 15 of 17 on twos. 15 of 17. I'd be interested to know how many games last year did he attempt 17 shots inside the three-point line. Like, I tweeted this out. That was the best and most determined I've seen Luka at getting to the rim, bare minimum, since December 2023, January 2024, the year the Mavs made the finals, but before he kind of started to get this weird knee pain. Last year, you didn't see this at all. Last year, you did not see this at all. And this has kind of been something I'd been monitoring with Luka, was this downward trend and how often he got to the rim and how often he shot 2-point shots and his over-reliance on threes. Now, I think part of that, we kind of saw it with Ant last year, is like he's just become such a good 3-point shooter that's like, oh, why like overexert myself and constantly take a beating at the rim when I can just shoot threes, right? It's the most efficient shot in the game is a 3-point make. So why overextend myself if I don't need to? But I do think a lot of it was also physicality, not just like he was out of shape, but just like not healthy. And so him being able to get to the rim at this level and finish at this level, incredibly encouraging, right? He was unstoppable as a scoring force last night. And there were plays where, I mean, he's drawing 2, 3, 4, 5 defenders, and he's kicking out to like, there's a play late in the game where he kicks out to Rui Hachimura, and Rui Hachimura is a respectable 3-point shooter. It's not like it's Jared Vanderbilt. Rui Hachimura is a respectable 3-point shooter. Kicks out to Rui Hachimura at the top of the key, and no one is within 30 fucking feet of him. And he's just wide open for 3. Like, that's the stuff Luka provides. And we know we get that from Luka. And Reeves had a good fourth quarter in the late comeback that really kind of boosted his stats. But, he was okay. His ability to get to the rim is very important. The rest was concerning. Seriously concerning. I think if you're just a super Lakers optimist, there's things that you can say, all right, we didn't have LeBron. Who knows when LeBron's coming back? We didn't have LeBron. It's game 1. These things got to mesh and gel. Luka looks fantastic. Like, these things will be okay. We missed so many free throws, and that's fine. But if you're somebody who had concerns about the Lakers, I don't know if you don't have those same exact concerns still. Defensively, they're not athletic enough, man. And Marcus Smart, I mean, if you're going to be encouraged about something, Marcus Smart did look good last night. It was a hilarious Marcus Smart game. He's flopping all over the floor. I mean, he's going full-fledged terrorist mode. He had 4 fouls, I think, in like 12 minutes, the start of the game. A lot of ugly moments in this one. Like, we're flopping on screens. Like, there was like 3 different times. We had offensive foul on one end of the floor because somebody flopped on a screen. Usually it was Marcus Smart. And then on the other end, somebody else flopped on a screen to get the return. That happened like 3 times. It was fucking gross. But anyways, Marcus Smart looked pretty good defensively. I mean, guys, it looked like last night Marcus Smart's going to be a very important player for them. That's not good. I'm here to tell you. Like, it's good Marcus Smart looked good yesterday. That's not good. He's a peepaw. He's played like 20 games. He's averaged like 20 games played the last 2 years. And he is 3 years ago, he started to look like he was a little bit behind a step. So I don't like that. Jared Vanderbilt is the worst offensive player in the league. Genuinely the worst offensive player in the league. I mean, watch this shit. I was dying laughing at this shit. I was dying laughing. Why is there no audio being played? Why is there no audio? You guys are just going to have to take my word for it, how funny this shit was. Here we go.
Bitch, come
No,
here.
don't shoot again, nigga.
But you don't shoot that?
Don't shoot it either. Swing it, yeah.
Oh my god.
Jared Vanderbilt, and then also, then he turned the ball over 10 seconds later. Oh man, he's horrible. And that's kind of the problem is, Jake LaRavia could do some stuff for us offensively that Dorian Finney-Smith couldn't do. He's not the defender Dorian Finney-Smith is. Not even close. Jared Vanderbilt, great defensive player. He is. He's fantastic. There's a reason why he's even considered a rotation player in the NBA despite how fucking horrible he is on offense. And it's because he is a great defender. But it's just so many one-way guys. I just don't know if you win in the NBA like that. I really don't. Ayton was... I mean, I don't know, guys. I like anybody who's watched DeAndre Ayton play basketball in his entire career would tell you after last night's game, like, yep, that's DeAndre Ayton. I mean, I don't know what you guys were expecting. This idea that Ayton was going to walk in and be this like incredible lob threat, that's not really like, it's not the Daniel Gafford, Derek Lively, even like Jackson Hayes level lob threat. It's a completely different pick and roll game with him. So you're going to get those where he's like 8 feet away from the basket and he's doing a jump hook and missing it. Like, that's going to happen. Absolutely. It is what it is. I'm not like really rushing to judgment on Ayton because this is what I expected. So it's not that surprising to me. But if it's December or so and you're still kind of in this state with Ayton, then there's some conversations to be had there. But I wasn't in love with the Lakers game. I mean, they cut to LeBron on the bench and he's just staring stoically, right? No emotion whatsoever. And it's funny because the broadcast kept being like, it looked like LeBron enjoyed that. And I'm looking at him like, he's not even doing it. He's just standing there, sitting there. There were some tweets from Lakers reporters and stuff. They're like, yo, LeBron hasn't like been with the team at all tonight. He hasn't dapped up anybody. He hasn't been in huddles. I'm perked up a little bit by that. I mean, I don't know. There are Laker fan conspiracy theorists who believe LeBron is not playing another game with the Lakers. We'll see. So anyways, these won't be 20 minutes long every time, I promise. I'll find a way to condense them. But if you guys like them, leave a like. I love you guys.